more raids hit Adams' circle. Here's everything we know about the federal probes. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is facing mounting questions over his ability to govern after federal investigators seized phones from multiple officials in his administration, compounding scrutiny of a Democrat who was already ensnared in an apparently separate criminal probe. Federal agents on Wednesday took devices from Adams' police commissioner, his school's chancellor, 2 deputy mayors, and several other advisors. None of the officials involved have been charged with a crime, but the wave of searches added to a cloud of suspicion around Adams, a former city police captain who has fashioned himself as a champion of law and order. They've also raised questions internally about the administration's ability to stay focused on serving the nation's largest city. In a private call Friday with senior staff, the city's emergency management commissioner, Zach Iskall, offered a blunt assessment of the impact of the investigations on public safety. "This is not good," he said, according to a recording of the meeting obtained by the Associated Press. "There's a lot going on in the city, and the thing that I'm most concerned about is city leadership being distracted. The agency, which is responsible for the city's emergency procedures, falls under the portfolio of Deputy Mayor for Public Safety Philip Banks, whose home was visited by law enforcement Wednesday." Iskall said on the call that he had not spoken to City Hall leadership as of Friday morning. The FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan declined to comment, and it was not immediately clear whether federal authorities were seeking information linked to one investigation or several. In addition to Banks, federal agents on Wednesday seized devices from Police Commissioner Edward Caban, First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright, Banks' brother, David Banks, the city's school's chancellor, and Timothy Pearson, a top mayoral advisor and former high-ranking New York Police Department official. The seizures came nearly a year after federal agents seized Adams' phones and iPad as he was leaving an event in Manhattan. Investigators also searched the homes of a top Adams campaign fundraiser and a member of his administration's International Affairs Office. In February, federal authorities searched 2 properties belonging to his Director of Asian Affairs as part of a separate investigation overseen by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn. Then earlier this summer, Adams, his campaign, and City Hall all received subpoenas from federal prosecutors requesting information about the mayor's overseas travel and potential connections to the Turkish government. The most recent round of searches appear to be unrelated to the Turkey inquiry and the investigation by Brooklyn federal prosecutors, according to 2 people familiar with the matter who spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to disclose information about the investigations. "There is a stench of corruption around the mayor," said Douglas Muzzio, a retired political science professor at Baruch College with deep knowledge of New York politics. "You've got to believe that at some point, the feeling that the government is not working is going to start pervading the public consciousness." Federal investigators appear to have been interested in Adams' inner circle as far back as this winter. John Scola, an attorney representing 4 city employees who have accused Pearson of sexual harassment, said 3 of his clients received visits in February from FBI agents, who wanted to know about Pearson and his work with City Hall. Pearson previously worked alongside Phil Banks before he was assigned to lead a new mayoral unit tasked with overseeing city agencies. Those who worked with Pearson said he had an unusual suite of responsibilities that gave him wide latitude over police promotions, pandemic recovery efforts, and certain homeless shelters for migrants. He is currently facing a separate city investigation for his role in a brawl at one of those shelters. Throughout the various FBI activities, Adams has forcefully maintained that he has followed the law and that he would continue to focus on his duties as mayor. Asked repeatedly at news conferences about the investigations, Adams has said his mantra is to stay focused, no distractions, and grind. Fabian Levy, a spokesperson for the mayor, said nothing would hamper the administration's ability to govern. "For the better part of a year, the mayor has been absolutely clear that, as a former member of law enforcement, he will always follow the law, and in the same time he has stayed focused on delivering for the people of the city," Levy said in a statement Friday, pointing to recent drops in crime and increases in job numbers and other city initiatives. Since the Wednesday morning searches, the mayor has personally visited a tunnel emergency, held a public event about the first day of school, and met with residents concerned about e-bikes. On Friday, He held his regularly scheduled senior staff call at 8 a.m., then met with the mayor of Lisbon, Levy said. In a statement, school's Chancellor David Banks said, "I remain focused on ensuring they have safe, academically rigorous, and a joyful school year. I am confirming that I am cooperating with a federal inquiry. At this time, I cannot comment any further on that matter." Benjamin Braffman, an attorney for Philip Banks, confirmed that a search was conducted, but otherwise declined to comment. The NYPD's Media Relations Office also confirmed a federal investigation involving members of the department, but declined to make Caban available for comment. A phone message left for Pearson's attorney was not returned.